All right, good morning, everybody, and happy January 4th. It is a big day because it is my lovely fiance's birthday. She's away right now. She is getting her hair done. She's actually going dark, which I'm quite excited to see. But I am just super grateful for her. And I'm going to do I don't know if you've seen this on Instagram where it's like they have two cards. It's like Target outfit or Zara outfit. It's like ice cream or you scream or whatever it is. So I'm going to do that cool little challenge today. We're going to document that and we're going to get out in the rain and I'm going to spoil her. But let's go ahead and get the ball rolling today. So yeah, it looks dope, Dominic. So hopefully I can do it some justice. But at the end of the day, hopefully she just feels special and we have a really good day. So let's do this. As always, I'd like to welcome all of our guests. If you're here for your very first time, I'm seeing some names that I do not notice that have not been here before. I'm Elias Astuto. Welcome. This is called Keep It Moving Group Coaching. This is an environment that we can be vulnerable, we can share, and we believe in the spirit of the collective wisdom. So let's go ahead and get after it on this beautiful Wednesday morning. So I'm going to turn to somebody to have them bring us out on the field today. And Kwanzo, he's up, he's got his juice, he's ready, he's rolling. Big dog, I'm gonna have you rapid fire bring us out on the field on this glorious, beautiful Wednesday morning. So Kwanzo, take over the mic.
All right, well, good morning, everyone. Hi, so I hope everyone is staying healthy, staying safe. We actually made a decision to keep our kids as home today because we didn't want to be on the roads. Hope everyone is safe. I hope everyone is focused, hydrated, nourished, and ready to really serve at our highest level and ready to just make those calls. Everyone you have in your pipeline that's been stacking up since last year, it's time to go get after it. Let's get it.
I love it. And I love all the commotion of the children in the back. So let's start off with this, you guys, couple housekeeping things. And I want us all to be very honest with each other and be honest with yourself, whether or not you answer in this platform or you just answer silently and have an internal conversation. It is January 4th. We've spoke time and time again about leaving excuses behind you, about moving forward, about making progress, about not giving yourself all the reasons why you cannot do the thing. So it's January 4th, and I posted about this last night. New year, new opportunities, fresh new perspective. But my question to you is, are you already starting your year out with excuses? Are you giving yourself the reasons why you are not working out, why you are not making the calls, why you didn't make content just yet? It is January 4th, and if you look back over the last 4 days, how many times have you posted on social media? How many times have you engaged with people? How many interactions have you had? How many DMs have you sent? Right? So this is a really honest conversation they have with yourself, or you be honest with the group. But are you already starting this trend of excuses, or are you leaning heavily into no matter what, I'm going to take action, no bullshit type of mentality? So be real with yourself. Second thing for housekeeping, this is a great time for you guys just to check in on people. Remember when COVID happened, there was people that truly needed a hug. They needed someone to uplift them. They just needed a phone call. Andrew, how the heck you doing, big dog? I wanted to check in on you. How are you and the family? Cool. I'm not calling to solicit anything. I am simply calling to check in on you. How are you doing? How's the house? Do you need anything? You need a recommendation for a local vendor for a sub pump? Like, are you okay? With the storm happening, we're Californians, right? We're not used to this level of rain. We're not used to flooding. This is not common for us. So go through your database. And instead of today making prospecting calls, do reach out calls that are saying, hey, Dominique, I just want to check in with you. I know we haven't met quite yet. However, I'm going through my entire database and I just want to see, are you guys okay? Cool. Listen, if you do that now, when it's time to say, hey, I noticed that you're looking on Zillow. I have some opportunity this weekend to go look at homes. That message is going to be more felt if you truly leaned into being a human and feeling for them and being empathetic. So when making your calls today, simply remove, let's go see homes. Let's talk about listing your house. Let's just check in on people and see how the heck they're doing. Did you clear out your gutters? Did you do all the things that you're supposed to be doing? Just truly check in on people and be mindful about what everyone's going through. Somebody text, oh, Karina, our executive director, our Oracle. She put in our group chat last night that her mom got evacuated. She said, after all this time, we were able to get my mom into a house where she can grow and feel safe and, live her years out. Well, she got evacuated, right? So this is a time where we show empathy. This is where we do our wellness checks. This is where we check in on people and see how the heck they're doing. Will is in 6 feet of snow right now, right? 6 feet of snow right now. So that is my housekeeping for the morning. Do some wellness checks, touch in on people, touch base with people, see how the heck they're doing. More housekeeping. I want you guys to go through CSU, and I want you guys to see over the last 4 days since the new year begun, how many calls have you made? How many text messages have you sent? How many emails have you sent? How many appointments have you set? Like, go through your CSU and really look at how the heck am I doing? How am I starting out the year? Because you all set goals for yourself. You all have milestones that you want to reach. You all have some level of income that you want to reach in 2023. And when achieved, you could potentially change your life and those lives around you. But you have to ask yourself, am I actually doing the activities? Or am I setting and casting this vision out to the world and I'm not backing it up with actions? And I'm going to share my screen in just a moment with you guys to give you a quick example of how to do this and how to make it very, very simple for you on how to track what you are actually doing every single day. And let's not convolute this and let's not make this complicated. And I'm not here to KPI you guys. I'm here to keep you on track to the things that are most important to you. Go to CSU. It's January 4th. And just simply put, how many calls did I make? Did I go on a listing appointment? Offers written? Well, I just made, a bunch of calls today, but I did meditate. I did exercise. How many times did I post on social media? Did I slide in someone's DMs about something that's going on in their life? What is it? The best way to be able to track your actual behaviors is go in there and put it into CSU. Because how can you track, how can you measure what you do not track? You guys should be able to look at this and be like, all right, I'm a little bit behind. I haven't made any calls this month. I haven't sent any emails out. I haven't posted one time on social media, and it's January 4th. What the fuck are you waiting for? This is an opportunity to say, I'm going to take my year by the horns, and it's January 4th, and I am full head of steam, all gas, no brakes, no matter what. I'm going to do what it takes to have my family have the best year that they've ever wanted. That's what it takes, you guys. So get in a CSU, track your daily activities, track your habits. Also go into your follow-up box, put your notes, disposition of calls, make sure that everything is running clean and it's smooth. Start out your year having a great system, momentum, tracking, measurements, because this is how you're going to set yourself up for success in the first quarter. And I'm not thinking about the whole entire year. I'm just thinking about the next couple months, you guys. Set yourself up for success. Any questions, any thoughts, any dialogue on that? Going once, going twice. Cool. We're going to move.
Fired up. I love it. I love it. Great.
I love you, Carmen. I love you. All right, guys. Love you back. So I was listening to something from John Cheplack the other day, and I know that this market is going to be a little bit different. And I love what Daniela said. She had said it on her social last night or this morning with Bella. She's like, a lot of times people are just trying to keep up with the Joneses, and they're posting on Instagram, and they're just trying to speak to one type of audience, but we're missing audiences on Facebook. We're missing audiences on LinkedIn. And I think that as you see more and more of this ChatGPT coming to fruition and becoming a huge part of our marketplace and really being a competition with how we think, how we write, how we transcribe, in a competition with Google, you have an opportunity to truly, truly become a great writer with assistance from things like ChatGPT and create long form content on places like LinkedIn. That's a huge, huge opportunity for you. But a lot of times we want to compete, we want to create to say that we created versus having an actual vision of where we want our business to go. So Daniela, you want to talk a little bit, because it's good to see your face here. I always like your contributions. You want to give us a little bit more insight on what you meant and what your opinion is on that.
Yeah. I've been creating content for a very long time, and for realtors since like 2018. So on video. So I've kind of seen a lot of it, and it is really nice to see a bunch of agents, show up on camera now. We have the talking heads and the text on it, but it's very one-dimensional. We're posting it just on Instagram when there are other audiences on other platforms and we are not serving them. So content now, what I'm seeing, has become very self-serving. I'm doing this because I have to. I'm doing this because I want to show up, just to say that I did it. When in reality, we can step it back and be like, okay, cool. I'm going to post a video today for Instagram, and now I'm going to go to Facebook. Tomorrow, I'm going to post this on YouTube Short. There's a lack of engagement, right? Part of creating content is not just like making the video, slapping on those cool pop-up texts. A big part of it is how many conversations are coming from this one video? How many conversations are coming from this one story? How many DMs? Am I commenting back? Am I building my community? So a lot of us are now really comfortable on camera, and I love to see it. Now we need to take it a step further, right? I had a client, I was creating her content for Instagram, and I'm like, you know what, let's just post this on LinkedIn. It is crazy the amount of engagement she got on LinkedIn as opposed to crickets on Instagram, because now we're competing with everybody on Instagram. It's really hard to stand out now, but no one is on LinkedIn. Hardly anyone is on Facebook. And if you think about it, one of your oldest platforms that you have on social is Facebook. People had to request your friendship. There had to be some type of connection. I'm telling people now, like in presentations, we have to see Facebook as like an old database. We have to tap into the connections that we've built there. And like Elias was saying today, check in on them. Today, there's a big ass storm, right? In this area that we live in. Check in on people, but on Facebook. If you're making a video, you can use one of the scripts that Kenny has given us, but put it on Facebook. I think Elias came back from what did you come back from, Elias, in the summer? There was someone who gave the idea of sending people like a happy birthday message, right? As opposed to just typing in, oh, happy birthday, the generic happy birthday on their wall, but doing it on video on Facebook. Let's let everybody else have Instagram. Show up on your story if you want, still create content, find a happy balance, but don't disregard the other platforms and really diversify yourself, because this year is going to be different than what we've seen.
100%, 100%. Dominique, I'll get to your contribution in just a moment. Here's what I found, and obviously I'm all about trial and error. I'm going to take action and I'm going to see what happens. So what I found is that controversy, pissing people off, and things from the heart are going to give you the biggest level of engagement. I promise you. You put out something controversial, and you are going to get tons. And the things that I posted about my daughter, I cannot count how many times people reach out to me. The things that I said about, I don't know, something funny last week, but I was like, whoa, this is crazy. How many, oh, the nail
water and the pedicure.
See, she knew. The water from the fucking nail salon, it pissed me off. It was controversial. And I'll tell you what, blowing up. So controversial, piss people off, and come from the heart, and I promise you, you're going to get more engagement. Dominique, what's your contribution?
It was actually a question for Daniela, but then I also had, I have two questions. One of them was about LinkedIn. The content that we create for Instagram or Facebook, do we use that same kind of content for LinkedIn, or do we kind of switch it up a little? Because I just don't know if it's the same kind of platform for that kind of content, or do you do something a little different?
I'm going to respond to this, and really quick, I don't want to go too far in the weeds on this, but I'm going to turn this over to you, Danielle, and then we're going to move on from this subject.
Yes.
If you enjoy writing, if you are a prolific writer, so to say, if you're able to leverage ChatGPT or GPT and create this long form, great informational post, that's more designed for LinkedIn. I look at Instagram as short content that you could easily digest as you're moving and rapidly going through. I look at LinkedIn as more of the astute crowd, the more professional crowd that is sitting there, that is reading these articles, that takes the time. I believe that LinkedIn is more for your long form content, and or CGBT or whatever. That's the best way. So that's my thoughts. Daniela, let's close out the conversation.
Yeah, so just real quick, what I recommend is that if you're making video, do it on your camera roll. The reason being is if you create a video, say on TikTok, and you screen record it and you want to put it on Instagram, that video now has made it metadata. All these other platforms, they want original content. So just quickly, if you're going to make video, get your scripts. Everybody fails at preparing, and that's the lack of content, right? You have to prepare, record it on your regular camera roll, and then just upload it natively to these platforms.
Thank you.
Good stuff. Good stuff. You guys, we're going to shift gears right now. We're going to talk about dialogue, and I wrote some notes here, but I don't know if anybody has ever seen this book. It's a small book. It's exactly what to say. I don't know if you guys know this, but we totally hijacked that entire book and we rewrote it and we fastized this and we made it our own here at Fast Real Estate. However, all of our guests, all of our friends that join us on these sessions can use this as well. So what I wanted to do is I want to share my screen with you guys, and I pulled this up because I wanted you to see this. How many people, first off, knew that we had repurposed this entire book for you? Just give me a reaction on the screen below if you knew that we repurposed this for you. Okay, cool. So one person, let's see if I have any more. All right, cool. A couple people on the screen. So let's do this. We're going to have some conversation. We're going to go around the room. We're going to have some live interaction on this, because what I found is that this book is great to know what to say, when to say it, and why we are saying these things, and make sure our timing is right. What happens is that people have the wrong dialogue sometimes when they're on sales conversations. And what happens is that a consumer may feel that this person's being pushy, this person's being manipulative, and that is the last thing that we want a consumer to feel. Based on these series of conversations, once you practice, once you go through, once you understand the dialogue, it helps you to have better conversations with our consumers. For everyone that's on this call, whether you're on the team or you're not, my goal is to make everybody better communicators. That's it. Somebody helped me be a better communicator, and it changed my life. So let's get right into this. I'm not sure if it's for you. Here's some examples. And first off, let's go through the breakdown. When you say, I'm not sure if it's for you, it implies on some unconscious, subconscious level, the listener translated as that there's no pressure here. Why don't you look at this? So let's have some context here. I'm not sure if it's for you, but this option is available this week. I'd hate for you to miss it. I'm not sure if it's for you, but we have plans on Sunday, and if you'd like, you're welcome to join us. Now, this can be used in all kinds of different scenarios if you're dating, but let's just use this in the scenario of real estate. Let's see who wants to use this scenario, and let's just do a live demonstration here. And the context is, I'm not sure if it's for you, but I want you guys, and I wrote an example here, a buyer. You're working with a buyer, they're looking at homes. I want somebody to use this dialogue with me. Joellen, you had your hand up. I don't know if it was a hand from before, but it's up, but I'm gonna call on you. So Joellen, let's go straight to you. And that's the first level of our conversation today is, I'm not sure if it's for you. Give me a scenario. I'm a buyer. I've been looking at homes. You found a property that's on the market, whatever. You create the context, and I'm here for it. So go ahead, Joellen. And are you feeling better?
I'm just still clogged up, but I'm good. Thank you.
Okay.
Good morning, Elias. I'm not sure if it's for you, but I recently came across a home that looked exactly like what you were looking for under market right now.
Okay, so I want to ask the group right now, when somebody tells you, oh, I don't think it's for you, does some part of you say, well, wait a minute, like I might want that a little bit more? Like, tell me about that, right? So that's exactly where my mind went in that moment. I'm like, well, wait a minute, like I don't know. So let's run through it one more time. Let's hear it one more time. I'm not sure if it's for you, but.
Good morning, Elias. How you
Hi,
doing today?
I'm
Good.
good. I'm good, Lorraine.
Yeah, I know you guys are over there in Elk Grove. Is everything okay?
Everything's okay. What's going on? Is everything okay with you? I heard that Carmichael in the area that you're in is flooding pretty bad.
Yeah, Cameron Park looks like the American River right now going through our roads. But yeah, I came across this house this morning, and I'm not sure it's for you or not, but it's exactly what it sounded like you were looking for: 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and it's off market.
Ooh, okay, cool. So I like this because it's this style of, I'm not sure if it's for you, but in old school sales approaches, this is called the takeaway.
Right.
Dominique, I don't know if this is something for you or if you even want it, but I at least wanted to share it with you, so you know. Okay, well, tell me, what the heck is this thing that you have that I may not want, that you think that I don't want, but now that I can't want it or can't have it, now I want it a little bit more. That's where the mind goes. So, Joellen, really good stuff. Have you practiced this? Do you use this?
Yeah.
Is this a reference for you?
Yeah, I know that book. I read it, a couple times, but I also, when I sold timeshares, we did the takeaway all the time on people. I'm not sure 2 weeks are for you. I'm not sure Hawaii's for you. It sounds like you just travel in RVs. I'm not sure that this would be appealing to you. Well, wait a minute. Yeah, we can do 2 weeks. I'm a nurse. I get 2 weeks. Okay, good.
Yeah. And think about this, as COVID has hit, and over the years, what we've seen is that we've seen consumer behaviors change, right? They've gone to markets that were 20, 30, 40, 50 miles outside of where they were normally looking. Now, Dominique, I came across a house in Antioch. Now, I know you said you wanted to stay right, no further than Concord. I don't know if it's for you. However, this house has been on the market for 45 days and they just had a $50,000 price reduction. I'm not sure if it's for you, but I at least wanted to share that information with you. Tell me a little bit more, Dominique. Tell me a little bit, like, they're going to want to have, curiosity is going to get to them. So Joellen, I absolutely love this. Let's go to the next topic here. And obviously you guys have this available to you. And I absolutely love this one. And this one is open-minded. As we said above, your subconscious works along the lines of yes or no. So there's no maybe. If you ask 1,000 people whether they consider themselves open-minded, at least 90% of them would say absolutely. And why? Because the alternative is that you are closed-minded. So let's have a little bit of context here. How open-minded would you be about trying this alternative? How would you be open-minded about seeing if we could work together? All right, so let's do this. You are calling expired listings. You are calling them to try to see if you can get an appointment. They have talked to tons and tons of people over the last 5 days. Everyone is calling them. Everyone is calling them. I'm going to go over to Andrew Lynn. Andrew Lynn, I want you to use the context of open-minded in a seller scenario. Whether you are calling them, whether you met them face-to-face, whether you knocked at their door. Give me the example of how you can use open-minded in a conversation, hopefully get the conversation to move a little bit further. And I'll pull up my screen again. All right, let's go, big dog.
Hello. Hi, Mr. Smith. I know you were a little bit hesitant to put your home on the market just because with the changing, with everything changing, but would you be open-minded for me to send over the market value of your home so you can understand where your home is valued currently at?
Totally. And now use the first example. Also use that same dialogue, but use that first example.
So Mr. Smith, how open-minded would you be about trying to put your home on the market in the next few months?
Cool. Yeah, I'm kind of open-minded about that. Andrew, how open-minded are you about exploring different options? How open-minded are you about reviewing different marketing plans? How open-minded are you about understanding what is truly, truly happening in the real estate market, right? Like, there are so many ways for you to build that conversation. I actually like that. Andrew, have you ever used something along those lines of how open-minded are you?
Yeah, because I think I've used it with a few of my clients and just be like, hey, like, because I know they're like, oh no, 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 no. And then use the how would you be open-minded to X, Y, and Z? And then they're like, yeah, maybe I'd be open-minded, because then like I think part of it is that they don't want to be closed-minded to anything. And so then when they hear open-minded, they're like, yeah, because then the other side of things is closed-minded. And they're like, we're not closed-minded. So that sort of gets them to sort of, yeah, I'd be open-minded to it and try it out.
Totally. I absolutely like it. And then this is something you could come back to. So Andrew, remember when you told me on the phone that you'd be open-minded to a couple different scenarios? What I've done is I've put together a marketing package to show this. And obviously, like you said, you're open-minded. So I just wanted to share that with you. When you remind a consumer of things that they felt and things that they said, then it's more true. It's not us telling them, it's us building off of what they already told us. I attended a seminar once. They said, are you a big thinker or are you a small thinker? Please raise your hand if you're a big thinker. Yeah. How many small thinkers you think raised their hand? Nobody wanted to raise their hand and say that they were the small thinker. They're the big thinker, so they raised their hand. Good. So is it okay that we go a little bit further and I'm only going to speak to the big thinkers in the room? Is that cool? Yeah, well, of course it's cool, right? You got the buy-in. Nobody's going to say they're a small thinker. And just like this, nobody's going to say that they are closed-minded. Andrew, really good stuff, big dog. Let's go to the next section here. What do you know? Here's what I love about this. You take a client, you take a consumer from one of certainty to one of doubt. Here's why this is really good. What do you know? And here's a couple examples. What do you know about everything in the market that has happened in the last 6 months? What do you know about how things actually work when you're putting your home on the market in Danville right now? Right? I absolutely love this phrase. And so I want to call on Cynthia. You had your camera on. Let's have some context here. You're calling me. I'm a client that has been in the lead pond since September. You're making your rounds, doing some follow-up calls. How you doing? I'm just saying, Cynthia, yeah, we're just, you know, we're not interested. We're going to wait it out and see what happens down the road. I want you to use the what do you know? And I wrote here, what do you know about the market that has changed since October? What do you know about how things work in Martinez when you actually put your house in the market right now? Use that context for me and let's have a high-level conversation. So Cynthia, go ahead.
That's what I would have said. Exactly what you said is what I would have said.
Well, it probably sounds
so
better when you say it, so let's hear it.
Yeah. So Elias, I know that you and your family were looking back in October and that you guys had decided to hold off until later this year. Tell me, what do you know about the current changes that have happened since we last spoke?
Oh, that it's just you know, prices are crazy still. Interest rates are so high, and like I just probably not going to be able to afford anything.
Oh, I'm so sorry you feel that way, Elias. Would you be open to having a conversation about what the current market looks like? Because I know of 3 different opportunities that would suit your family really well. Would you be open to seeing those?
Yeah, I would be open. Here's what I love that Cynthia just did. First off, if you're going to make these claims, understand your market. And so when I want to share with you the reality of what's actually happening in the market, the reality is in the past 30 days, there's been X amount of homes in your market that you've been searching for that have had a 10 to 15% price reduction. What does that mean for you as a consumer? Also, we can negotiate. There's things like seller credits and buy downs and things that didn't exist in September like they do now. So I think if you're open-minded enough to have that conversation, I want to share with you and your wife what the actual reality is of the marketplace right now. And we could do that via Zoom. It only takes about 30 minutes. I like that conversation a lot better than, hey, you still thinking about buying or selling real estate? No, fuck off, right? There's more conversation and more context to be had. So Cynthia, that sounds like something you are comfortable with and that you use this style frequently.
I live by this book. It's amazing. It's just like little one-liners that will make those closed doors creak open a little bit so that you can just get your toe in the door and then you wiggle your whole foot in, right? So it's, I mean, if you guys don't have the PDF, like go download it. It's so good.
Awesome. And I'm going to go back into this. Really good job, Cynthia. Let's go to this one. This is, how would you feel if we use this in the context of how would you feel if. So how would you feel if your house sat on the market for, more than 45 days? How would it feel if you were not able to get that house in the hill in Berkeley because we didn't come up 5%? Like, how would you feel to be able to walk away from this property? How would you feel if your kids weren't able to go to school in this market? How would you feel if you weren't able to be close to the 580 and be able to be 10 minutes from your work? How would you feel? So I want to go to Elisa Beltran. We're going to go to you, and I want you to talk to me about losing out on a property. We're writing offers. I'm stubborn. I will refuse to come up because I think that I know the market better than you do. So Elisa, tell me, and using that line, how would you feel based on the scenario? And I'll give you context. We're looking in Walnut Creek. We want to go to the Walnut Acres school district, and that's where we want to live, but I'm fucking stubborn. So I want you to hit me with, how would you feel?
Hey, Elias. So after we missed out, if we rate this offer so low, how would you feel if you know that we missed this perfect property in the perfect school district for your kids, and we missed out for only $3,000?
I mean, I guess I have to answer to my fiance. She'd probably be a little pissed off. I think that I would definitely feel that in my household. So yeah, I definitely think that it would have an impact.
I can totally understand that. So let's make sure that we don't miss out for something so small when it's such a huge impact on your kids' education.
Powerful, right? She opened up with, how would you feel? Even though I'm stubborn, I'm hard-headed. Well, let me stop you for a second, Elias. How would you feel if you were not able to find another house that fit that criteria, 3-bedroom, 2-bath on Main Street, close to downtown and in the Walnut Acres School District? How would you feel, and how would your family feel? Well, yeah, they'll probably have some type of impact. Okay, cool. So listen, I'm all about strategy and making sure that I'm writing offers that are going to get accepted in this competitive market. I want you to believe in me, and we're going to write an offer that's going to get accepted. And if we need to come up a little bit, let's talk, let's strategize. But I like how you approach that, Elisa, because I feel like I'm way connected to that. So really, really good job. Let's go to the last one, and then we're going to switch gears. So just imagine how things would be in 6 months' time once you have implemented this. I love this because this talks about storytelling at the highest level. I like this, that it says, when you're a child, the words were once upon a time. As an adult, the formula is just imagine. So just imagine your kids are able to walk across the street. You guys are going down to the farmer's market. You guys are in this amazing school district. You have the kids on the neighborhood in the cul-de-sac that are playing. Your kids get to grow up in this amazing environment, low crime. Just imagine the impact that that would have on your family, right? So I want someone to take me through this context. Say you're having a challenging time with a consumer. Maybe there's something going on. Gilbert, you have tons of experience, big dog. I would love to hear from you. Let's take this conversation with just imagine, because when you say these things, I feel something. So Gilbert, hit us with this, man. Role play a little bit with us on this. You just muted yourself. You were unmuted, and now you're muted.
So give me a situation.
All right, so I'm a little apprehensive about the neighborhood in Albuquerque. I think that it might be a little bit higher for my price point, but we love it. And I'm just failing to really see the big picture. I'm failing to see the big story because I'm wrapped up in the right now, in the immediate, and oh my God, it's $10,000 more than we want to spend. There's the context.
Okay, so I would go, and you said it's a neighborhood, like they don't want to spend 10,000 more, but
yeah, you choose the neighborhood because you know your market, and then use the context of just imagine.
okay, so I'm on the spot here, but so I would just find something to focus on, like on the positive. So it's $10,000 more, but maybe they want the school district. So I would, Elias, like, just imagine, yes, we're paying a little bit over, price for the property, but just imagine, like, this is we're in the La Cueva school district, and this is
the number one A-rated school district. So just imagine your kids, walking across the street to school, playing sports for one of the best. We have one of the best coaches in town at this school. So just imagine, your kids being coached and taught at one of the best schools in this neighborhood, this district. Is that $10,000 that you're paying over for your kids' education? Wouldn't that be worth it to you?
Yes. How as a father am I going to say no to that? But the point is, like, become great at storytelling. Just imagine the educational impact and the social impact that living in this community is going to have on your children, right? Being able to go to that school, to work with that coach, to go right across the street, to be on this cul-de-sac, to be in this low crime. Like, just imagine the impact that this has on your family. And I know, Tom, it's easy to really think about the 10,000, but let's get creative with the lender. Let's ask for some credits. I'm going to negotiate hard on your behalf, but just imagine that the impact that this is going to have from an esteem level on your children being able to grow up in this community. I absolutely love this. And to go back to this, you guys, what we've done in Slack, we have done this whole entire book for you. It is exactly what to say. It is branded now. You'll see all of our logos on it. Every single section, there's 23 sections that you can dive into. It's really, really easy to reference, look into. And I promise you, if you start incorporating some of these things into your style of communication, what happens is that you will get further. Like Cynthia said, all you want to do is just get your little nose in and then have them open that door a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. I believe sales is your ability to have the highest level effective communication ever and ask the best questions. Ask the best questions, right? The people that ask the best questions and have a sequence to it are the people that are going to be most successful. You know what, Will, tell me a little bit more. Danielle, tell me a little bit more. Why do you say that? When you say that, just like you start asking these questions and you get further and further with people. I love asking layered and layered and layered and layered questions. If you're ever working with me in a coaching session, I probably will ask you this: elaborate, tell me more. Elaborate, tell me more. When you say that, what does that mean? I want to know what's behind all of that. So become a master at asking the best questions and stop trying to tell people everything, right? When we tell people, we are pushing them. When we ask them, we are building and we are having them come closer to us. Don't create resistance by telling, and then they leave with, oh my God, I have to think about all this data that you just puked on me. Ask them questions and bring them in and get them closer and get them closer. And closing is a logical conclusion based on the facts that you have found from your consumer and your conversation. Closing is not like, hey, I'm going to close you on this. No, it's a logical conclusion. That's what a close is. So you guys, really, really good job. I wanted to remind everybody of where that book was, why that book is there, and how that book can impact your conversations with consumers. Get amazing at asking the best questions that you possibly can, and remember what the people say. So many times we get wrapped up in not the moment, meaning I'm trying to think about what's next in my presentation or what's next in the sales process. When you do that, you get lost in not being in the present. Stay there, understand, soak it in, pause, think, reflect. We're not trying to be this. I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to gather. Will, you had an insight.
Absolutely. I mean, one of the things I wanted to throw up for people is one of the bigger resistances I've had to real estate training in my career is the pressure salesperson, being allergic to someone trying to convert me. You know, I'm a smart man. I understand how sales work. Everybody in this call understands how the sales process works, right? There's nothing I can't stand more than someone trying to sell me and push me through a conversion process. If I know what you do and you work on nurturing me, checking in on me, seeing how I'm doing, sending me information here and there in bits, but more of it being a relationship nurturing, I think that that's really the best way in modern times now to have a sale occur. And even then, you may do that nurture for 2 years. If you never allow the commission and you never try to cash flow that human relationship, and you nurture body, mind, and spirit, a being that you actually care about, and you keep them in your repertoire, they're going to refer business when it comes time to work with you. They will or they will not, but you continue to nurture it. So,
That's right.
I really want to make sure that as I'm working my sales funnel this year, I'm not jamming real estate information down everybody's throat all the time, right? It's about engaging, creating deeper bonds with people that are watching me and my content, and being a resource for them so that they can hit me whenever the time comes.
I love it. I mean, well said. And I see people shaking their head and agreeing. You guys, I think that this whole conversation is along the lines of building better relationships and better connections. When we go back to the original conversation about wellness check-ins, I think that today a challenge for every single person on here is to go in your database and pull out 15 to 25 people and look at that list and say, you know what? I'm going to send 15 to 25 people a wellness video today, right? And it's a great opportunity for you to say, you know what? Get out of your own way, get out of your comfort zone. I don't know how many times I got to talk about video. We are the team for video creation, but Bo, what's going on, man? I know you're up in Sacramento. I know the storm is going to hit heavy. Here's a couple resources for sandbags in your area if your family needed them. But I just want to check on you and make sure that everything is okay. Drop me a line back and let me know everything is good in your area. What's up, Gilbert? I know that storm's coming through, man. It is crazy. Here's 3 local centers that are giving away free sandbags. Also, I saw some on sale at Home Depot. If you guys need anything, let me know. Just want to check on you and make sure that you're good. Like, that's a powerful message. Check this out, you guys. And I'll live by this. All right. So this morning, 7:10. So if you guys know Molly is our director of agent services. She moved out to, I think it's Oakley. Recently, is it Oakley, Daniela? Or is it?
She's in Brentwood. So she's close to the Brentwood office.
So she's in Brentwood. So she's still, because her daughter, it's her 8th grade, and she didn't want to pull her out. She wanted to end school there. So she's still driving over to Vallejo to take the girls to school. So at 7:10 this morning, I wrote her, drive safe out there today, Molly, taking the kids to school. She responded with a heart and she said, stayed home with the girls, right? Now, she's my, business partner. We're in senior leadership together, but like that message, I was truly thinking about them. I hear the rain here and I'm thinking about my lady's driving my son to school. She's going to get her hair done, but I like genuinely care. I want her to be safe. I don't want her to drive all the way out there. So I'm going to challenge everybody today. 15, 25, one-to-one videos. How many people in the last year received a one-to-one video from a friend, from a family member, from a coworker that send you a shout out or maybe even a happy birthday message? Have you guys received one of those in this last year? I have, and it meant the world to me. It meant the world to me to get a message. And I remember last year, Cynthia sent me a message, and I've received messages from people on this call. It feels good to know that people are actually thinking about you. So go out there, make an impact, reach somebody on a personal level. Joellen, you had your hand up and then it went down. Did you have an additional
Yeah, I was going to say thank you for checking in on us this weekend. That was really nice to wake up to a message from you that morning to see if we were okay because of the flooding and being sick and all that. So thank you.
I was watching the news and I was like, Jesus Christ, like you guys, Californians, here's what people think of California. Shorts, tank tops, beach, sunshine, smoking some weed, listening to reggae music, free spirit. That's what they think in California. And then look at James. And that's mostly how we roll. But I'll tell you what, this shit is hard. This shit is crazy. Like no electricity, like refrigerators, no running water, all the stuff that we generally don't think about. So you guys, if you think we're a little concerned, there's a lot of other people out there that are concerned. And you know what? When you're empathetic, like here's the thing. Imagine, remember this. We're in COVID. You don't call anybody and then all of a sudden shelter in place is lifted. What's up, Vanessa? Did you think about going and seeing some homes? Where the fuck were you when I was at home just needing a hug from somebody? Why didn't you call me and be like, what's up, Gilbert? Hey, I'm sure you're probably going through a lot. I just wanted to touch base and see how you and the family are doing. Hey, if you ever need anything, let me know. You didn't even mention anything real estate related. But guess what? When it's time, you've nurtured, you've been there for people. Even if you've never met them face to face, When you get that lead and that person's in your database and you've had communication, that relationship should mean something to you, because that means that you're going to impact them, help them sell their home, help them buy a home. And then by you helping serve their family, what happens to your family is that you guys get served by income and making money that's going to help your family grow. It's all about service and contribution. One last thing before we head out, we're going to come full circle, you guys. We created something for you, and I want you guys to check this out because it's really cool. So in Slack, you guys will find this. You'll find this in market updates. You'll find it here. Really easy to find what we've done, and we're working on different counties. But if for today, and Ria or Judith, if you guys can chime in on this, or Roma, whoever's on the call, we're creating every single county in the Bay Area, and we could do this for other markets as well. And this is to be used as a green screen. So what you do is you download this to your phone, and now you use it as a green screen, and you do a quick market update over the last 30 days. We're always trying to help you guys find ways to create more content. You guys, if you find your city on here, good, do a video. There's tons and tons and tons of more cities, counties, areas, Sacramento, Southern California, everywhere in between. So I want you guys to leverage this. And here's what I don't want you to do. And Linda, 100% yes, we are doing Southern California as well. What I don't want you to do is I don't want you just to post this on your wall. Now, if you post it on your wall, cool, you can post it, but it's also with a video. Hey guys, I just posted that. Now I have it as a green screen. Let me share with you what's happening in Fremont. So over the last 30 days, we have this, over the last 30 days, and here's the average price point in Fremont. If you're thinking about moving to Fremont or know somebody that's thinking about moving to Fremont, DM me and I'd love to help you understand this data a little bit further. Whatever that messaging is, you guys have all this at your fingertips. So you have this book here, exactly what to say to help you on the dialogue. You have these green screens. You have the ability to go out and call people. You have Sisu now, once again, to track your behaviors, to track and measure the things that you're actually doing. Now it's time for you guys just to step up. I don't know about you guys, but I'm fueled. I am ready. A couple things that I want to share with you guys that I'm doing, because I feel that if I'm telling you guys to grow, I want to help. I'll share with you guys how I'm going to grow this year. So keep it moving coaching. We are going to produce 72 reels every single month. Only 12 of those reels are just me. The 60 of them are you guys talking on this call. So today, if Will said something great, Daniela, so on and so forth, Gilbert said something, we're going to create those reels. What I'm going to do is I'm creating a website. It's called keepitmoving.me or Keep It Moving Coaching. I bought both of the domain names. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a hub to where somebody can go to keepitmovingcoaching.com. They can see all of our past recordings. They can see speaking engagements. They could book me. There's my media kit. There's my brand kit. There's all these things that represent us as a company. So all roads will lead back to us. They can either do coaching with us. They can join our team. They could be a part of our subscription model, whatever, but it will be a hub for everybody. I'm going to load that shit up. We're going to continue to grow this program. I'm bringing some incredible speakers, great dialogue, new things. We're going to use Slido. I'm ready to take things to the next level. And Kenny and I are not going to ask you to create more content if him and I are not going to create more content. So you're going to see more from us, because I feel the speed of the pack is the speed of the leader. So we want to make sure that we are out in front doing the things that we are asking you guys to do. Now you're going to make a choice, right? You're going to make a choice to live in excuses, or you're going to make a choice to do what's going to serve your greater good. We all have a choice. Which one are you going to make? And I'm going to end with that, and we'll go around the room. I'm going to get a couple key takeaways from our time together today. Let's go to Yulri down in Southern California. Yulri, what's happening? How you doing? Your video of your daughter, her laugh is a laugh that will stay with you forever. That was the cutest thing in her little cheeks. I thought that was amazing. So Yulri, key takeaways from our time together today.
Well, I think it all has to do with just taking action, getting out there and practicing. The only way we'll get better is if we do it, right? And so that's the key takeaway. I've scheduled in my calendar time blocks of when I'm actually going to make these calls and voice videos and whatnot, and just putting it out there. And it's okay if we make mistakes along the way. That's how we'll learn.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Great takeaway. Will, you had a contribution. You wanted to say something?
Yes, actually, I was just typing in that we had guests on the line and wanted to recognize them before we close the call. But
I met James and Lisa at your house before. Remember?
Yep.
What's up, you guys? How you doing? Nice to see you. Thanks for being here once again. James, let's have you share your contributions from our time together today.
Actually, I love the scripts. The opening scripts is really the dialogue for communication. As you said, everybody feels a lot more confident when they know what to say, and it really creates a dialogue between, your client or a potential client or a prospect, and how confident you show up. So asking and staying in the listening mode is really giving you control of really getting the results that authenticity happens when you stay in that conversation.
Beautiful. I love it, brother. Love it. Thank you for the contribution. Yvette Crisanto, let's hear from you. Key takeaways from our time together today.
What I take away, it's basically, it's like an open question with the words, the way that you start your dialogue. It's not so much like a, no, I don't have time. You're giving them more to answer to, I guess you can say, by using them, like either using just imagine. I think that's something that we can take and kind of imagine even ourselves, instead of saying, no, I can't right now. But yeah, it's just creating more dialogue with your client or potential client.
I love it. Yvette, and for a lot of new people, if you're newer in the game, or if say you're newer in this environment of sales and like dialogue and objection handling, things like that. Well, our catalog of thoughts, ideas, rebuttals, objection handlers, and so on and so forth, that catalog is really, really small because we haven't been through as many scenarios as somebody like Will or somebody like Gilbert. However, that's why I believe it's so important that you constantly read. Like I am reading, so I stay fresh. Like I'm reading articles, I'm reading books, I'm micro reading, I'm reading this, I'm going on Inman, I'm going on the Daily Hustle, all these things. So my mind is oscillating through files. So put more files in your mind by reading more and taking more in. That way you have more to reference when you're having these conversations. That way you never feel like, well, shit, I only have that path. No, you had all these paths to go down. Your mind is the best computer ever created. So Yvette, I appreciate your contributions. Ernesto, let's hear from you, big dog. Key takeaways from our time together as we come to the tail end of coaching. Ernesto going once, Ernesto going twice.
There I am, you see me?
There he is, big dog. What's up, man? Key takeaways from our time together today.
I will say that I used to be a big skeptic of scripts because I used to think that the point of a script was for me to learn to memorize what to say. And that's not at all the point of a script. So I use scripts myself. There's a guy I watch on YouTube. I'm trying to blank on his name. I like some of his scripts. I've downloaded Ricky Caruth's scripts. I've downloaded I Still Have to Build Pipe Sales Mastery. So for me, the more you practice scripts, the better you get at dialogue. And as I watch some of my reels that I've been posting recently, I'm still doing some awkward things. Like my first one on Monday, I was doing the karate hand shot thing. But that's just my way of like evolving in front of the camera at getting better at dialogue. And that came from practicing scripts. So by getting better at just practicing what you're going to say to people at the beginning of your day, the rest of your communication gets better as well, including your videos. So there's way more benefits to just calling people that come from practicing scripts.
I love it. I love it. You guys, any video that I've ever created, I don't write a script. However, I memorize what I'm going to say. I memorize it and I flow through it. And then finally, when I feel like I have some momentum and I have some swag and I have some energy and I have some really good flow, then it's ready to launch. Like scripts play a huge, huge role in your life. And if you're dating women, if you're dating and you ask some of these questions this way and you just fucking listen, like, wow, you really listen. You really listen. Daniela, let's hear from you as we close out the sesh.
Yes, you guys, real quick. So I don't know if you guys follow the Broke Agent on IG. They're having like a massive cold calling event. It's going to be on YouTube Live. I got the link, so I put it in the chat. And who knows, maybe just like by being in there, hearing how these conversations kind of flow organically from like these massive producers, it may give us more of a pep in our step to get our calls done today too. So I put the link on there. I want to say it's at 1 p.m. our time, but just go ahead and check out the link or check them out on Instagram and you'll get that information too.
Powerful. I love it. And you guys, we were supposed to start our fast real estate call-a-thon bingo night or whatever we're calling it. But we're probably gonna do that next week because of the rain. And you guys, it's so much fun. We're gonna have some pizza, we'll have some fun, we'll have some White Claws. Let's just call it calls and claws. We'll call it calls and claws for now. And it's gonna be bingo. You're gonna have your boards. I got everything's already prepped. I wanted to do it this week, but the rain. So let's have some fun, you guys. Get out there, spread some love today. Be kind to people. And I promise you, those things are going to come back in the universe tenfold. For Friday, I'm asking everybody to bring one person. Bring one person to this environment that you feel that it would impact them. It's not about recruiting. It's just about, hey, you're in real estate, I'm in real estate. We got this thing. It's a mastermind. We do it 3 times a week. We'd love to have you on there as my guest. Let's do the power of one. Have a wonderful day, you guys. If you need anything, let me know. And if you can, stay off the roads today. As always, keep it moving toward your dreams, goals, and vision. Peace.